This is me looking at John 6:12. So this follows the story we're aware of Jesus feeding the 5,000 from 2 fish and 5 barley loaves. 2 fish, possibly a reference to Pisces. Barley could be a symbol of fertility and is obviously a grain, so links back to virgin goddess symbolism. Earlier on in the text, Philip says that 200 penny worth of bread is not going to be enough for the crowd that's gathered. So I looked up 200 in Gematria. It seemed relevant that they picked that number, and it represents Resh or Rash, which has connotations to this idea of poor. So I am just a poor boy or girl. This also relates to this idea of spiritual poverty, someone being far away from God. For the number 5,000, I found that the letter H, he, is number 5, but when put in front of a year is 5,000. I think in Egyptian hieroglyphics, this is also like hate, a thread, so a thread of life perhaps. The passage I chose relates to bread being left over, enough to fill 12 baskets. Does that possibly relate to the 12 houses in astrology? He said, gather up the fragments that remain, that nothing be lost. Is nothing related to Nut? Because there are connotations between bread bun, and the letter T. Was this the idea that they were spiritually bereft, hungry for wisdom, knowledge, and so they went up to this, I think it was a mountain or a hill, and somehow communed with the Lord, represented in the story as bread? What I see in the picture is a face on the right-hand side that actually takes up most of the page. It's golden. And then kind of what makes up the forehead, much like this idea of a figurehead on the ship, is a female character. Over on the right-hand side, there's 2 little faces that are kind of left behind in the cheek. Some random symbols. And then what's kind of a star here on the left-hand side, some kind of banner or shield. So there's just a close-up on that female character that's sort of within the face of this other character, which I guess maybe it's male. So we're looking at this idea of duality. Both need to be present. Again, conscious, unconscious, etc. I don't know if those squiggles mean anything outside in the blue or even in the body there. I guess it looks a little bit ladder-like maybe. So over on the left, there's this sort of star. Got some birds in it. And whatever this sort of bird thing is, or maybe even an angel, it's carrying some sort of banner. So I guess that represents the royal house and the Davidic line. I can't quite make up what symbols are within that. There's like a white line and then 2 gold squiggly lines, which are a bit like Aquarius, I guess. So this one's kind of straightforward image-wise. It's the interpretation of the text that I think is the most interesting. And possibly I'm talking absolute nonsense. But I do like to look at something and look at the meaning of each word, why those specific words were chosen. Thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe.